Good morning. Let's go to work. I have been insanely busy lately because 6 days a week I've been working as a wardrobe supervisor on an off-Broadway play. So I thought it might be fun to show you guys what I actually do when I do a job. I work just as an individual contractor for the company, and I am really excited for everyone to see this video. Mostly my family, because I keep having to field phone calls. I cannot take a FaceTime in the midst of Act 2. Anyway, I warned all my coworkers that this was going to be happening, and they seemed chill about it, but I'm still a little nervous about going around work with my camera. So, wish me luck, and let's get my day started.
Because I actually got up on time today, I have a few hours before I have to leave for work, so I grabbed some snacks, made myself a cup of tea, and sat down at my computer. Today, mostly I had to sort through emails, but depending on the day, I'll do this, or I'll edit videos, or I'll do research or writing, or design, and also, if I have the time, I sit down before and I work on my sewing machine, doing whatever projects need to be done. In this case, prepping for the video that came out before this, which was these adorable jeans with quilt patches on them. Since I'm working at the theater 6 days a week, just working on YouTube on my day off doesn't really pan out timing-wise, so I try to get what I can done in the mornings. And I am very happy now that the show is in previews and our opening is coming up in a few days that I do have this time in the morning to work on things, because before that we were in tech rehearsals, which meant 12-hour days every day, and exhaustion for me. But hey, I'm happy to have gotten tech done, and honestly, tech rehearsals is kind of fun in its own way. Now, after I have finished up my tasks for the morning, it's just about time to get to work, and by the morning I do mean the evening. Then it's time for me to go and catch my train and have a snack along the way. I've just grabbed a granola bar today, but sometimes I'll stop at this great coffee shop that I have right around the corner and grab a pastry or something, despite not actually liking coffee. I feel really lucky because I have a station fairly close to me, so the walk isn't that terribly long. And the theater that I'm working at is situated just off Times Square, so it's pretty cool to be able to tell people that I get to walk through Times Square on my commute every day. Once I'm in the building, I head down to the basement level, where the green room, the dressing rooms, and my room, the wardrobe room, are all situated. I'm always there a little earlier than everyone else so that I can take a little extra time to make myself comfortable, set up my desk. I left my computer here last night since it was a 2-show day yesterday, and I just really didn't feel like hauling it all the way home when I'd just be back the next day. Coming in early also means that I have time to make myself a cup of tea, sit down, and have some cookies while I sort through laundry. And of course, coming in early to do the laundry does indeed come with the perk of the secret snack bin that we have hidden underneath the counter in the wardrobe room. My dresser and I make it a very important part of our jobs to keep this well stocked. First and last thing I do every day is switch over the laundry and start new loads, since we have a pretty large 10-person cast, as well as a full crew's worth of laundry since the crew has designated shirts and clothing that we wear as per the designer's request. And we run through towels a lot for reasons you'll see later, so laundry is just kind of an eternal process that goes on throughout the day. These white mesh bags you see me tossing out are each marked with a number that correspond to an actor. They contain socks, undergarments, etc., basically items that could get mixed up with one another, and they're returned to the actors' dressing rooms at top of day during all the laundry, drying, washing, flipping over, etc. that goes on. And folding. Lots and lots of towel folding, especially, which I decided to do out in the green room today so that I could hang out with our SM team while I did it. Of course, muffins were an integral part of the process, and I was very impressed with my ability to get this out of the package one-handedly while still holding the camera. By this point in the day, most of the crew, including my dresser, Bianca, has arrived, so we can continue on with the work. Here, I'm just doing what's called the piece list, which is a very long checklist of every item of clothing we use in the show, even all the little jewelry that we use, including these magnetic earrings, which have gone missing 3 times. This checklist is important to check at the top of each day, or the end of each day, to make sure that nothing goes missing, and what we do know is missing can be returned. While I'm doing the piece list, I always check on what might need steaming before the show, especially because there are quite a few dress shirts in this production, and those always need a little bit of a once-over with a steamer. Throughout the day and at the end of the show, we'll be using a vodka water mix to disinfect all the clothes as we go along, so I'm just topping off all our spray bottles to make sure that we don't run out of some in the middle of the show, because that would be truly tragic, and I would be running around like a chicken with its head cut off trying to get more. And I don't want to spill vodka all over the floor in the middle of the show. That genuinely sounds like the worst day possible. Then it's time for the true behemoth of this show, which is all of the latex costume pieces. We have 20-something latex garments that are made out of 100% natural rubber latex, which is sticky. So to make it easier for the actors to wear, we use hypoallergenic baby powder on the inside of the garments to make it de-stickified, like most people use talc powder on their latex garments, except we have allergy issues with one of our actors, so we're using baby powder here. And as I go along, I check for rips and tears that happen every night since a fight scene does take place in these costumes. I try to stay ahead of this and make sure I look out for the tears as much as possible, but sometimes they just sneak up on me, like this one. No. Let's be honest, I kept that clip in to show you guys the truly awful noises that this latex makes while we work with it. But luckily for tears like these, there is a special kind of tape that it actually is used for flooring, but it works perfectly to repair our latex garments quickly and efficiently down here in the wardrobe room without having to send it all the way back up into the shop for it to get restitched. Luckily, I didn't have a ton of repairs to do today because it was just a few tears in the latex, but as always, you're gonna have something go wrong every day. Today, we did lose a necklace for a little while, so while I repaired latex, my dresser Bianca went upstairs and hunted it down using a magnet. So props to her for crawling around behind the stage, trying to figure out where the missing jewelry was. Truly an angel fighting for the cause. Once I finish baby powdering and fixing up all the latex, it can all be put back onto hangers and redispersed to the actors' dressing rooms. We don't actually change into latex until intermission, but I like to be prepared and make sure that everything is set in place before then. The actors also all receive wig caps at the top of day, and for some reason they always manage to lose them, and we're always having to buy new ones, so I'm been trying to instate more, please don't lose your wig caps, they should last at least 2 shows, but hey, that's my problem, not yours, so I'll stop whining about it, I guess. There are lots of quick changes that happen in this show as well. There are 60-something changes that happen, and 20-something of them are quick ones. Because the theater is located 2 floors above the dressing rooms, we carry all the pieces that are going to be used in the changes up to our in-between floor, where the stage team has been kind enough to install hooks for us to have easy access to all our costume pieces throughout the show. Once all this is set, Bianca and I disappear into what has now been dubbed the War Room, where we plan and do battle, to change into our crew blacks. These shirts that say crew were dispersed to all of us because some of us are seen throughout the show, so they wanted us all to match. Say hi to Bianca, everyone! And now that we've changed, everything is set, and places has been called, it's time to start the show. It's a 3-hour show with a 15-minute intermission after the first 2 hours. So we spend the first 2 hours sneaking about in the dark and watching what we can on our scratchy little monitors that we have posted backstage. But since we spend our intermission wrestling actors into those latex costumes, we take breaks and grab snacks when we can, and work when we must, crouching around in the dark, setting up quick changers for actors to orchestrate independently, or setting up changes that we help them through. The one I'm setting up here is actually 2 actors changing at the same time, with me between them, guiding them back into their shoes and making sure that everyone stays quiet. During our intermission break, before the actors come down, I spend that few minutes prepping for what will be our giant latex bath later. All those towels you just saw me set out become our giant washing and drying station. And these towels that I'm pouring hot water over are to help clean blood off of the actors during the final quick change of the show. a quick change that Bianca and I have to do on stage in front of the audience. Any spare time during intermission is spent resetting and disinfecting costumes before heading back upstairs to finish out the rest of the show, crouching back again in the dark and feeling very accomplished after a rigorous 3 hours. After the show, there are 2 items of latex that cannot be dunked in water, so I'm using wet rags to scrape all of the dried fake blood off of them before I can re-hang them for the night. The rest of them will go into a bath that I've made in the sink. First, a water rinse to rinse off all the baby powder and sweat and dried blood as much as possible, and then I'll do a soap bath later. While I get all of this latex started washing, since only one of us can stand at the sink at a time, Bianca is running around to the dressing rooms, doing any returns that we might have missed, and making sure that everything is clean and disinfected for the end of the night, helping actors out of any costumes they may be stuck in, and of course retrieving more and more latex to add to my pile. And as you can see from the colors that the water is turning, yeah, it got real messy. Which is why we need to do 2 of these dunks, one to rinse and then one to actually wash, because they're basically just wearing giant ovens and sweating to death inside of them. And because this is 100% natural latex, it doesn't have PVC or vinyl in it, so water will absorb into it very quickly and heat will make it melt. So we have to towel pat it dry and then set it in front of a fan to cool it overnight until it can become, well, dry. I'm so eloquent. Throughout this whole process, Bianca has been also keeping our laundry cycle going, which is the final task of the day. Making sure that all the latex is hung up and then getting out of our crew blacks and throwing all the crew laundry in. Because the crew is the first to arrive and the last to leave, the crew laundry is always the last and first thing to happen during our days. However, this does mean that we have reached the end of our list of endless tasks for the workday, and it's time to pack up, lock up, and start the journey home. All in all, today was a pretty good run and a really good show. Hi, Bianca. And I'm really glad that I was able to film on a day with so few hiccups. Every show is different, and no cast or wardrobe is going to be the same, so no process is going to be the same. However, I hope that I've given you at least some of a glimpse into what it might be like for this line of work and what a regular day can look like in this line of work. When most people think of clothing and theater, I feel like they think of costuming teams, which consist of designers and stitchers, the people who are in charge of conceptualizing and creating the costumes, and very few people consider that wardrobe is a big part of running the show. We facilitate all of the repairs and the laundry and the quick changes and are a vital part of making it all work. And though it's a weird job working weird hours with even weirder people, I love it.
So, that was my day. I know this is, pretty different to what I usually put out here, but, you know, this is what I've been doing. Thought I'd share it with you all. And, made it home. Gonna have a snack, take a shower, hit the hay, and do it all again tomorrow. Hope you guys like this video. This was a lot of fun to make because it was kind of a challenge to fit in setting up and filming throughout the workday. But luckily, you know, my coworkers were super understanding about it and, you know, helped out when they could. And it was a lot of fun for everyone involved, which was a plus. Don't forget, if you want to see more videos by me, not at my work life, but in my other work lives, which includes sewing and yapping about different costuming things, then visit my channel. And if you're not feeling up to YouTube, then maybe go check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my Patreon if you're looking for some perks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I hope you're having a good day or night or whatever time you happen to be watching this. And bye! Bianca, come here.
Yeah.
I need to give a shout out to my dresser.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, so you can be on camera. Hi. Let them change your mind. Your mind.
Oh, that looks appetizing.
Yeah. Coffee and soup.
Mmm.
Delicious.
2 in 1. It all goes to the same place.
I'm using my freaking spoon like a conducting baton at this point. I am only using a spoon because I am on camera, but my usual method of eating applesauce is I pour this into a mug or drink it straight out of the jar, which unsettles some people. And I can kind of see why.